Hey guys, getting your project on an actual server where friends, families, and even foes can see is something every developer aims to accomplish. You might even be one of those people that just want to show off your work when you find yourself in the midst of other developers. Other times, it could be a case where you are working on a project for a client and need to have the work on a server so the client can be up to date with your progress on the project. And the said client hasn't paid you 100% for the project. You wouldn't want to foot the bills for hosting, would you? Well, whatever category you may fall under, you are in the right place. Cause in this one, I will be showing you how to host your Laravel applications for free. Let's begin. As you can see, I already have a Laravel project all set up already. So I would just run this and make sure it's working using the artisan command php artisan serve. And as you can see, my project is currently being served on localhost port 8000. If I should go to this link, you would see that my project is actually running. The next step would be to push your code to your GitHub repository. To do this, you would need a GitHub account. I would leave a link in the description below. Once in your repository, come over to the top right corner and click on new repository. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will name my hosting on Heroku. Once this repository is created, you would want to associate it with your current project. To do this, you would follow the command written in this section. First, I would initialize Git in my project. To do this, simply run git init, then commit, and push. Now I am getting an error that I might not have the right access for this repository. To solve this, I would need to run this command in my terminal. Now I should be able to push. If you should go back to our GitHub repository and reload, you would notice that our code has been pushed to this repository. Now we have successfully pushed our code to GitHub. Next, we would have to set up our project on Heroku for this site. Next, you would have to go over to your Heroku account. If you do not have an Heroku account, I would suggest you open one. I would leave a link in the description below. I am already logged in, so this is the dashboard you should see when you do same. Once logged in, you would want to hit the new at the top right corner and create a new pipeline. Once in this screen, you would want to give your app a name. I would continue with the convention we started before, hosting on Heroku. It does give an error saying it must all be in smaller casing, so I will change that right away. Once that is done, you see that it is being accepted. Next, you would have to add a pipeline. You would then have to choose a pipeline. I would suggest creating a new pipeline. Once this is done, it will run this and you are good to go. Just click on create app. Once the app is created, you will be navigated to this page. On this page, you would want to associate the GitHub repository which holds your project with this current app on Heroku. To do this, do hit connect with GitHub. Once you hit connect to GitHub, you should have connect to GitHub menu listed below with your repository showing with your GitHub username in this checkbox and a text box to search for the name of your repo. Ours, if you remember, is host on Heroku. Do write that in this checkbox and search. The repo should be listed and you should just hit the connect beside it. Scroll down and you should see that it has already associated your repository with this app. All is left to do is deploy branch. So do hit the deploy branch and wait for a while for Heroku to build your project. After your project has been deployed to Heroku, you would see was successfully deployed. Do hit the view button to load your website. If you are seeing this error on your application, it's just a minor error. Heroku is looking for an index.php file to act as the entry point to your application, but it can't find it. You need to tell Heroku where to look for this file. To do this, you would need to create a Procfile in the root of your project. So we would go back to our IDE and create a new file. This file shouldn't have an extension. It should just be Procfile. Once this file is created, you would need to write a block of code which will reroute every traffic back to public folder. I would leave this in the description below. Once this is added, you would save the file and push the new changes to GitHub. I would come back to my terminal and run the command to push my code. Once this is done, you would want to go back to your Heroku dashboard and deploy the set branch again. Wait for your project to deploy. Once this is done, you could hit view, not another error. Well, do be calm and look on the bright side. At least we can finally see a Laravel error page. So what went wrong? Laravel works with something called .env files where all environment variables are stored for security reasons. The application we just deployed is looking for environment variables but can't seem to find it. So let's add our environment variables on our Heroku dashboard. To do this, go back to your Heroku dashboard and click on the settings menu. Once here, you scroll down and you would see this button called reveal config variables. This is where the magic happens. You would want to add all environment variables which your Laravel application needs to work right here. So let's do that. The first environment variable I will be working with is the app name. Paste that there and we can name this hosting on Heroku. Add. Second environment variable would be app environment, and I can still leave this as local. Next will be the app key, and you could just copy this as it is in your Laravel application. Last but not the least would be your app debug, and we can leave that true. Okay, there is one more thing, your app URL. Do note that the app URL would have to be the one which Heroku provided us. And if you go back to our site, you can see that we're working with hosts on heroku.herokuapp.com. So you would want to copy this and paste it over here. Add. Once this is done, you can go back to your website and just reload. And just like that, you can see that our Laravel application is working perfectly. You would notice that each time we make a change, we always have to go back to our Heroku dashboard, hit deploy, and always hit the deploy branch from master. You wouldn't always necessarily want to do this. You would want to have Heroku handle this for you, and that's where enable automatic deploy comes in. You could tell Heroku to always run a new build for your website each time you push to GitHub. By clicking this, Heroku automatically knows now to always run a new build on your website each time you push to GitHub, and you wouldn't necessarily need to always open up your Heroku dashboard to do this. Let's see if it works. If you look at our website, we still have Laravel as the title for this page. So I will change that to hosting on Heroku. I would save, and we can run the git command to push our codes for us. Now our code has been pushed. If you go to your Heroku dashboard and go to overview, you would see that Heroku automatically noticed that we just pushed to GitHub and is automatically running a new build for us without actually doing anything. Now the build has been deployed, and if you go back to our website and reload, you would see that Heroku automatically updates our website. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Till the next one, bye.